and you're going to tell me first and foremost where they're going to wind up. Let's start with Kevin Durant. What team will he be playing for next season?
Well, look, I think if it's not the Golden State Warriors, I think the team that makes the most sense is the Brooklyn Nets or the Los Angeles Clippers. I think that he fits in like a glove in both of those situations. And I think that he can make the seamless transition when you're talking about being a scorer and winning a championship in that small pocket in that time frame.
But so you think it's either Golden State or Brooklyn?
Yes.
That'd be an interesting one because that's not one I feel like I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of the Knicks. I haven't heard a lot of the Nets. Let's get to the next one. His current teammate in Golden State, Klay Thompson, where does he wind up?
I think he will remain with the Golden State Warriors. I think that you cannot tell the story of basketball without mentioning Klay Thompson. When you mention the Golden State Warriors, I think the Splash Brothers are connected hand in hand, and it makes a lot of sense for him to stay there. And I know he's upset with, not being able to get the Supermax, but that's still, he had a ton of success there.
Yeah, a lot of people think he'd be the perfect teammate for LeBron James based on his skill set, but the likelihood is that he stays where he is. Maybe not so much the case for Kawhi Leonard. Where do you think he goes next year?
Hey, look, I think Kawhi Leonard, if he remains with the Toronto Raptors, we're hearing a lot of rumors that he just bought some real estate. I just bought some real estate in Mississippi, too.
Okay.
I'm not going to be down here, working for Mississippi ABC or something like that. So I will tell you this. I think that it makes a ton of sense that he goes to Los Angeles and join the Los Angeles Clippers.
That has been the belief for quite some time. He's a Southern California guy, and that does feel like the likelihood regardless of whether they win or lose. And then, to me, the most interesting one is Kyrie Irving. Where do you think he's going?
Hey, I'm going to love this one right here, RJ. Check this out. I think that Kyrie Irving will be with the Brooklyn Nets or the Los Angeles Clippers, not Lakers.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting because it contradicts what you told us earlier this morning, which is why the screen has it wrong. So let's bring this to the table here because I can't begin to describe. I'm going to die on this hill, okay? This is the hill I've chosen to die on. Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, and I'm talking to someone who played with them as teammates, were perfectly suited to play together. Both of them are in terrible situations. LeBron has found himself in LA with a franchise that is now as dysfunctional as any in sports today. Yeah. Kyrie got exactly what he wanted, right? The greener grass of his own team in Boston. And that couldn't have gone significantly worse than it did. These two guys are much better together. I believe Kyrie Irving should, and I think he will, sign in LA to play with LeBron.
See, you think he's going to go to LA. I think that their relationship is probably as good right now as it has been since, Kyrie left. But when you get to a spot where it's just kind of like an ex relationship, we're good right now. We're in a good place. Does that mean that we want to get back together? No, right? And I think that's where they are. They're in a good relationship right now, but them getting back together might not be the best idea.
Can I tell you this?
What?
LeBron and Kyrie need to be friends with benefits. just being friends is not enough. It's not enough because I tell you what the benefits are. The benefits are a legitimate chance to win a championship. And you put LeBron and Kyrie together, and remember, they don't have to trade anything to get Kyrie. He's a free agent. So you would still have all those good young players the Lakers have. That's a really good team.
I think that was a recipe for success in the Eastern Conference when it was the LeBron James Invitational. But when you look at the Western Conference, it's totally different now. And it's a lot of teams out there that I feel like with that tandem, they still need something else.
Okay, can I choose another hill to die on?
Yes.
The myth of the superiority of the Western Conference it's about enough. I can't take any more of it. The Western Conference is Golden State, and they're obviously unbelievable. If Kevin Durant leaves, they become human. The number 2 seed in the Western Conference this year was Denver. The number 3 seed was Portland, okay? You're going to tell me right now that the best teams in the East outside of Golden State aren't actually the best teams in the league? If you name the 4 or 5 best teams in the NBA this year, almost all of them would come from the Eastern Conference. The notion that the West is so much tougher than the East, in my opinion, is a myth.
Greeny, it is this for this reason. San Antonio was the 7 seed, and they took the 2 seed to 7 games. I'm going to say this. Orlando was not going to take Toronto to 7 games. That's where you get the depth and the strength. It's like when you can go and play, the Lakers ended up being the 11 seed. When you can play the 9, 10, 11, and 12 and lose, any one of those teams can, that's just not the Eastern Conference. And so, yes, the top part is probably, shaded towards more the East, even though there's a ton of free agents. So Kawhi could leave. Jimmy Butler can leave. There's a lot of free agent situations going on in the East that can shift everything. It's just that middle to bottom section that makes makes it very, very tough.
All right, we're going to get back to that in a minute, but let's go back to the free agency here. If Kawhi goes to the Clippers, do they become, in your view, the team? If you look at, they took Golden State 6. We'll see what winds up happening with Kevin Durant. If Durant is no longer in Golden State and Kawhi goes to the Clippers, do they have a chance to emerge as a team to beat in the West?
I think they're a top 4 seed in the Western Conference, and anything can happen. Kawhi Leonard is the type of player that can go and literally carry you through playoff series. He's just that talented, and we're seeing it on full display. You know, the way that he just dominated in the Eastern Conference, similar to what we've seen in things of the past of LeBron James. So I definitely feel like they're a legitimate threat.
And then, Richard, I have to bring this up.
Please.
I live in New York. I'm surrounded by fans of the New York Knicks, and I hear from them every single day. This city believes they're getting these guys. So we just ran through all of these free agents, and the name New York Knicks did not come up a single time.
Well, you guys also believe that you were going to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Right? That didn't go well. And I'll say this. The Knicks they're a better destination than they have been in a while. So Knicks fans should be optimistic. They should be optimistic. But this is the one thing that Knicks fans need to understand.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. But there's a lot of other high-level destinations, not only in New York, but also in LA that are trying to get the exact same people.
Only reason I said the whole conversation with the thing about Kyrie going to the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Before, it was John Wall, Kemba Walker. That's the perennial all-stars in that space in the Western Conference. But the Western Conference, you got Steph Curry, Westbrook,
Hold that thought a minute. We're going to come back.